Hello and welcome to this episode of Cosmic Crow Tarot, where as you can see, I have quite a few different little cards here to show you, and I'd like to show these to you because I feel this is the reason you should order from the actual people that have created these decks. Not necessarily Amazon or Walmart or any place like that, even though they are a little bit cheaper and you can find them there. There's a reason that we want to support the creators, and when we do, a lot of times they share these extra cards with us, and that's what all these are. They're just the extra cards that the people that I have ordered from, you can see like that. If you know Deviant Moon like I do, like my favorite deck of all time, as I've told you before, that's where these came from. And this is from the mind of Patrick Valenza, the artist behind Deviant Moon Tarot and the Trionfi della Luna text and everything that we know and love. These are the extra cards that they share with you. And you will only receive these, and it happens quite often actually, if you order from DeviantMoonIncorporated.com. I will leave the link in the description below. And I do believe the more money that you spend there, the more different cards that you're going to get. There's a lot in here that I'm going to show you and you're going to see. I'm really excited to share them with you. And I do have a question for you and a reason I want to share this with you as well. Because at the moment, these just stay in a place in my office, like in my desk, like hidden between it, like in a book so that they are safe and they're not getting wrinkled or anything. But I'd really like a way to feature these, like maybe frame them or something like that. And as you look at them, perhaps you have an inspiration or an idea that you might want to share with me in the comments below of how I could do that, like how I could set them up and just share them with everybody, like just have it like set up like a painting or something. That's what I'm like really leaning towards. But if you have a cool idea and you have cards like this, I'd love to hear about it, because they're always, you get that deck, like what the cards are going to be inside of it, you have an idea, but then these extra cards that the companies want to share with you or the artists want to share with you, it's just so much cooler that you're not going to get from somewhere else. So let's get into it, shall we? And I'll share all these different cards with you and tell you a little bit about each of them. Now we'll start at the top and work our way down. This first one is a picture of the Zammer twins, the newest oracle from Deviant Moon. That was my video last Saturday, I believe, where you can read that. That's the next video down in my little links and stuff, so you can definitely see that one. But you can see the Zammer twins here. One's Carl, one's Otto. I don't remember exactly which one's which, but they're definitely there. And as you can see, here is the box that the actual deck is in. There's their picture nice and small in the portrait right there, but this card very obviously does not fit in there, so I can't keep it with it even if I wanted to. But it's a cool little addition that Patrick Valenza has been nice enough to share with us. And this probably came with everybody that ordered that deck, like the pre-orders and stuff. He's probably shared this with it. In the deck itself, it has the prototypes for the original cards he's created too. I've showed you those in that video too. But this is just a cool thing, and definitely 100%, if you're gonna order Deviant Moon and you love Deviant Moon like I do, order it from the site deviantmoon.com. Don't order it from Amazon, don't order it from Walmart. You can, there's even scammers out there that have the deck for like $5, but I'm telling you, it's worth it to purchase it from Patrick Valenza and Deviant Moon Incorporated themselves. So that's just one of the cards that I have from Deviant Moon. I will set those up there out of the way, and we'll move on to the next one, which is a card from the Bloody Hell edition, I believe it's called, of the Oracle of Dark Enchantment. Now, I don't have this particular deck, but I do have the Midnight edition of it, which is another video up on my channel that you can see all the cards in this deck. But it's the same card in this deck, like there's the same one. It's just this one is red and the ones in here are blue and black, which I prefer much over red, but it's still cool. I don't remember which deck this came with. It might be this one right here. It obviously fits in the box, but since it's different and it's red, I don't keep it in there with it. I do believe the backs, if we can just open it really quickly. Yeah, the backs are exactly the same there, so I might actually do that and put this card in with the deck, because that's like a little interesting thing, Red relates to passion and stuff like that, passion, anger, and it kind of says like, let your passion be for good and not for evil. I kind of get that energy from it, but it's just a really cool little take that Patrick Valenza was nice enough to share with me, and he probably shares it with the different cards like that he chooses to share. It's with every single thing. Like, you open the box and there's these extra cards in there that you weren't expecting, and it's like Christmas. I love it. So that's a look at that one right there, and I'll set that one aside too. And these, as you can tell, are very much from the Trionfi della Luna decks. Probably the Marseille style more than the illustrated pips that he has, but here's those. And we've got the Diablo, which is a version of the devil right here. It is in one of the decks, but I think I already have a copy of it in there, and that's why I haven't put this one in there. And then we have the Beast pack, two of the Beasts right here, and you have those illustrations as well, which are in the decks too. I have a purple version and an aqueductical version, but here we just have those illustrations. And again, I think it'd be so cool to have this like all in a painting or something, like in a portrait, and that's might be what I want to do. But again, you can tell me if you have any ideas. It'd be really cool to hear about them too. So we'll set these aside. You can see the different illustrations there. Just again, something fun to have. And the next ones might be the most interesting. At least they are in my opinion. This is the like X-ray version, aqueductical version, like the Deviant Moon Tarot that he did, the paradoxical version, where it's like a different color and stuff, and like highlighted like negatives versus like positives. And there's the actual illustration of it, and I want to say that this is going to be from the upcoming Deviant Moon Oracle, but I have not seen that yet. But it is an extra card that he has shared with something that I've purchased from him. I have a lot of Deviant Moon decks. That's like, as I said, my favorite deck of all time. So I collect everything that he makes, and this is the Mad Woman from that. You can see the 8 there, so it relates to strength or justice depending on who we're working with. The fact that in the Deviant Moon Tarot, strength and justice are like switched to the Marseille style, where justice is 8 and strength is 11. I'd say this is more related to justice, really being fair to yourself, having compassion for yourself, and believing you are worthy of fairness and justice, even if you are a little bit crazy and mad. So that's a beautiful illustration and so cool, and it kind of just gets us excited for the Deviant Moon Oracle that he says he's going to start working on next, and he's obviously put work into it already, or we wouldn't have cards like this. You can see the one right here, you know, the beast. It's the paradoxical version of it, so kind of like negatives, and really cool. There's the illustration regular. Really excited for this deck to come out, totally. 49 is the number up there, so that reduces to 13. So, you know, letting those inner demons die and really taking control of your mind and stuff. Even if you do feel like a mad woman or a beast, you can still do anything you set your mind to when you really trust yourself and let any doubt that you have die. So those are 2 looks at the upcoming Deviant Moon Oracle, I hope. So these are cool little cards to add to the collection that I'd love to show off a little bit more, and that's why I want to make this video, so you could see the reasons why you order from like Deviant Moon Incorporated and not like mass market decks and like places like that, you know, don't put this much time and effort and heart and love into it. The Wounded Bird is next. I believe this might be another card from the Deviant Moon Oracle. Not completely sure about that though, but 21 reduces to 3, creativity and creation itself. And you have that message of the world as well, because 21 relates to the world of the major arcana. So even if you've experienced pain and destruction and sadness in the past and you're wounded in the present, doesn't mean you can't make your future what you want it to be. Like, think of Chiron in the asteroids and astrology. That's known as like the wounded healer, and it shows how much healing we can do to help others when we find that empathy, when we're able to forgive the past and learn the lessons it has to teach us. We're stronger because of that pain, and this says despite our wounds we can find strength moving forward, having learning the lessons of our past. So that's a look at those 3 cards. I'm going to scoop them up so we have more room and leave that beast right there because he's so cool. And I just love like the mind. It's like we are a little bit crazy, we are a little bit mad, but when we find the strength to love who we are despite our craziness, you know, there's strength and power in that. Bacchus is next apparently, because I just didn't go through these. I just like got them all out of my desk and was like, hey, I'm gonna make this video. So Bacchus is a god from, I want to say, Greek mythology, like the god of wine and partying and stuff like that. So it can relate to the devil, the major arcana. With that 5 there, it relates to the Hierophant too. You know, the devil comes from religion as well. So embracing that side of ourselves, having fun and enjoying ourselves. This looks like a child riding a leopard. So embracing that inner child and just having fun, not to an extent that we lose control of ourselves. That means not drinking so much that we don't know where we are anymore, I think, but a little bit is okay here and there, you know, just to take the like stress out and stuff like that. Which is, again, like trusting yourself, trusting your mind, knowing that you had the power to change and transform your life for the better. So that's a fun card you do not get in other decks. You do not get from places like Amazon and Walmart. You might get lucky. He might send this card to you. It's just a cool one to have. Next up, we have the Twins, which I believe, again, is from the Deviant Moon Oracle. And as it's called the Twins, I kind of relate it to Gemini, you know, the sign of the twins. Trusting yourself, trusting your mind, and loving who you are inside and out, heart and mind, working together to complete goals. We do have that they're connected there, so that kind of goes back to, connects it back to the Zammer twins right there, because we believe that they were connected to, like Siamese twins. So that kind of has that same message here, and there's that 11 up there. So if we've said that the 8 was for justice in the Deviant Moon Tarot, this would be related to strength, and that has the internal strength to believe in ourselves, trusting our hearts and minds to lead us to where we want to be. So this hopefully, like I said, will be like the other two that we had, or other three over here that we had, hopefully in the Deviant Moon Oracle, and it's kind of like, yay, I cannot wait for that to come out. But again, a good reason to have, like, buy the decks from Patrick Valencia and Deviant Moon, so you can get cool things like this. And you see back on the back, we've got that aquedoxical. No, the negative side, the paradoxical, as I believe he calls it. So that's a cool little thing right there in black instead of the white right there. Opposites, a very cool thing to have. Maybe if I do the painting and have them in a portrait, I need to get something that has like the glass on the front and the back, because the backs are just as cool as the fronts here. Like even this, which doesn't have like the same illustration on the back, it has that moon and stuff. That's just, it's beautiful. Everything Patrick Valencia does is incredible, and I mean, I cannot get over it. I love it. Another thing he likes to do is like share stories about the people, like the decks that he makes. Deviant Moon Tarot, I've got the guidebook as well, the big thick thing that is hardcover and everything. It's signed, it's autographed, and it's like his story behind how he created this deck. The other decks that he's created, like the Zammer twins that I keep showing, and Mildred Payne is another character that he talks about. It might be a real person, it might not. He has actual pictures of people though, like with this card right here. You can see deviantmoon.com/MildredATM, so you can read about like the thoughts behind the cards and stuff. You can see is an actual picture of her. It's like in black and white from back in 1933, which is a really cool thing to have too, because this might be the inspiration for like the cards that he creates, and it gives us another look at it that we wouldn't have had before. And it's the same with this card right here. You have the message right there. You have the name up there and the ID and the Fenwood Asylum, 1928. You've got the written in blood down here, which is a cool like little dark aesthetic to it. And you can see the creepy little child right there, which is just yet another card that he was willing to share with us, that he's put the work and effort in. And it's just a simple picture of a kid that clearly looks like he's dead because he has a blood stain on his shirt right there. He's got blood in his head. It reminds me majorly of a zombie. It's creepy, but it's fun, and it's from the mind of Patrick Valencia, and it's just that morbid, weird kind of thing. It's just fascinating. So it's another cool card. I'm not going to leave him staring up at us because it's kind of creepy. You can see the cool backs right here. This card, it's another card from Deviant Moon. Like I said, most of these cards came from Deviant Moon Incorporated, Patrick Valencia. You have the illustration here, which is his take on playing cards. That's another deck that's really awesome. I will do a video of that coming up, of all the cards in that, but it just takes playing cards. Like you can see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This would be the 6 of spades, or the 6 of hearts, I think, actually. So it would relate to the 6 of cups of the minor arcana of the tarot as well. But it just has like this fun illustration that he's taken the time to just doodle on a playing card, and it's awesome. So that's another thing that is available on DeviantMoonIncorporated.com that you can purchase. A play on playing cards, really fun, just, you know, thinking outside the box and just doing something different. Next up, we have a cool picture that's probably hundreds of years old that would be related to Death of the Major Arcana. It is Death of the Major Arcana. It's creepy, it's spooky, it's fun, it's exciting, and it definitely shows like his creative abilities here. And I do believe this is from a deck from like the 1700s or so, and it shows death there relating to the Marseille style tarot that existed before the Rider Waite Smith. Another cool illustration that you're not going to get anywhere else unless you order from Patrick Valencia. There's Death himself, the skull, the creepy, you know, with the heads down here. Showing endings, death, and new beginnings as well, because they're rising up as much as they're laying down, because there's the hands coming up. This illustration on the back relates to this illustration on the back, you know, just like little stars and dots. And we have another card from that basis, from a Marseille style deck back in the 17 or 1800s, and this is something in Italian. I'm not going to try to read that, but this is clearly justice. We have that 8 up there as well, and it shows the faith we have in ourselves, the fairness and justice and balance, because we have all those different colors there, saying bringing it all together into one, trusting ourselves and believing we are worthy of fairness and jealous, yeah, that makes sense, justice. Next up, this is another Tri-Fine della Luna. You can see the backs right there, and it's the 8 of coins from his illustrated pips edition of the Trionfi della Luna. Now this is an extra card. I do have it in the deck with the illustrated pips as well. so I don't really need two of them, but it says hard work and effort, blood, sweat, and tears, putting forth the effort can help you achieve your goals. So beautiful artistry by Patrick Valencia. Again, like, I seriously could do an entire video just talking about how much I love him. We won't do that. We're going to show pretty pictures instead. So there is the 8 of Coins from the Trionfi della Luna with illustrated pips. And then one of the most coveted cards ever from Deviant Moon Incorporated. I do not remember exactly how I got this card. You can see the paradoxical illustration there. And it is the Blue Devil from the Deviant Moon Tarot. Now I have it out from the Deviant Moon deck right now, and it's like they belong together, the blue and the red. There is the actual card from the Deviant Moon Tarot. It looks like this card's a little bit smaller, but that's because there is no number up here on this card, and there's no devil down here. But it's very much the same illustration, just one is blue and one is red. Follow your passions, don't let vices get in the way with you, and trust your mind and logic and intuition as well. So this is one of my favorite cards. I think this is so cool. Not very many of them exist. You don't know what you're going to get when you order from DeviantMoonIncorporated.com, and I was so excited when I opened a box one day. Again, I don't remember which thing it came from. It might have been the hardcover guidebook. I don't remember though, but just awesome card. You know, one that you're not going to get in other decks, and it's really cool to have. Then we have this cool deck card, and I have a few of them actually. One's in my purse and I always have it with me, but it's a cool little Ouija board, and it has the Deviant Moon right there, and it's just like a little Ouija board. If you have a tiny little, like, one of those things like that, then you could easily probably read this, but you need one that was really small. But this is a cool thing to have too. And there's the paradoxical version on the back too, where it's a different, like, opposite color, but just a cool little thing to have. Like I said, I keep one in my purse all the time because I just think this is awesome. I have yet to find a tiny little, why can I not remember what those things are called right now, but they're like shaped like that, the thing that you go over it and it's got the little circle in the middle. But a tiny little one of those could definitely make you, like, be able to read this. It'd be cool. We have another card from the Trionfi della Luna decks, and this is one of the cards from the Oracle side of those, which come in some of the decks as well. And you can see there the dude is being attacked by little birds. We have the one down here which relates it to the Magician of the Major Arcana, saying other people might not believe in our power, might think that we're not as good as we might think because we're just beginning, because this relates to the beginnings. And that has the whole message of fake it till you make it. Don't let the haters hate on you. Run away from them. Believe in yourself and trust yourself. Like, hide your face, like, you know, look within, trust yourself, and then believe in yourself and your individuality, and you can begin and create the life that you truly want. I have another, apparently one of the twins. We talked about that one already, so I won't do it again. I actually have two of those apparently, because we met that one before. Yeah, I haven't gone through these very lately. Just like, hey, I'll make a video of it. So we have another one of the twins, which, you know, is fitting and kind of ironic, because what is the twins but two of the same person, like two people that look the same, so that's really cool. This is the Diamond from the Mildred Payne Secret Pocket Oracle, another awesome deck from Patrick Valencia, and you can see it right there. I've never made a video of this, but again, maybe I should do that. That's just they're little cards with like little images on them, and they can spark your intuition and inspire you to, like, go off onto a tangent and really trust yourself. Diamond with the 73 will reduce the 7 and 3 to 10 of the Wheel of Fortune. You know, taking a chance on yourself, believing you can achieve that success that will help you buy the diamonds. So, very cool illustration, a cool little deck. You don't see many decks that tiny very often. Another card from, I believe, the Deviant Moon Oracle. This relate to, if I remember correctly, about the 3 of Wands of the Deviant Moon Tarot, having patience and waiting for things to grow. You have the different little blooms right there, and they look like demons, so it's trusting yourself and your intuition and overcoming your inner demons. It's got the back right there, the paradoxical back that's like the opposite of the front, so really cool. This next one is one of my favorites. I've been saying that this entire time, but it's so relatable, because there is the Witch from the Deviant Moon Oracle. I hope this card stays the same when he makes it. Now, like the Devil that I showed you earlier, the Witch actually is in the Deviant Moon Tarot as well. And you can see her right here, poking the tree as a child and learning all that she can, having patience as she grows her ideas. With the Witch, she's embraced her power. She's embraced, like, she's grown older, she's grown wiser, and she's learned from the past and grown that patience to really become her powerful self. That single pentacle down there shows that she has taken the time to wait for all of this to bloom. She hasn't continued stabbing the tree because she was impatient. She's taken the time to learn, has grown those ideas, and really found her power. Because that 4 and 4, like with the 7 right here, this connects very well to the 8, saying having patience and overcoming the obstacles that stand in your way of success can help you achieve that success. See yourself as the strong foundation that you are, with the power to create the external strong foundation that you want to live. Because all those pentacles, the one has come down and you now have it. You're successful. And I love how he's done this with the witch being so young here, and this is the same witch right here, and it's just such a cool experience to actually have both of these cards and both like be waiting for this deck. Like, there is no company out there, I don't feel, that is as good as making you excited to wait as Deviant Moon. I've had this card for over a year now. I've had the promise that Deviant Moon is coming, and I'm not a patient person, but just looking at this, I know it's going to be worth the wait. Set that one aside and go again. We have the little opposite backs. So these aren't really great to actually read with, because you know, with the backs, you know which cards you're obviously going to get. That is it for the Deviant Moon cards, and I didn't realize how many I actually had. All of these are from the mind of Patrick Valencia. We have over here, though, the minds of other people and why you want to buy the decks from the actual companies. Okay, first up we have from the minds behind the Groovy Waite Tarot, and I forget what the other ones are called, but they have a bunch of different ones. And they're right along base with the Rider-Waite Smith, but they're more fun and interesting. I have a video on that as well, but there's a horrible glare on the cards, so it's not that fun to watch. Probably should make an updated one, but I'll do that sometime. This is from tarotcollectibles.com. Again, you're not going to get this anywhere else. It's so cool. Like Smokey the Bear, we all know who Smokey the Bear is, and this is just a fun illustration of him. It's very much based like with the Rider-Waite Smith and stuff, and the Groovy Waite. I do have that deck as well. That's how I got this one. The box is not, that's set up very well. It says Groovy Waite right there. Box is kind of coming apart. Customs was not kind to this deck. Even the cards are a little bit, like, corners are dented and stuff, but definitely worth the money. It's awesome, and I got this cool card with it as well. So it's very similar to this. I could keep it in the box with it, but like, again, I would love like something cool to just show these cards and have them like up front, because I can't really do readings with them, but it's so cool to have. So that's Smokey the Bear, the tarot card that you might not see anywhere else. And then we have the 4 of Cups, you know, boredom, not seeing all that life has to offer in space. So this is a really cool card as well. It shows just like how much is being offered and how much she's not interested in everything else. It very much relates to the 4 of Cups of the Rider-Waite Smith. And these two, they're kind of like the Deviant Moon ones, where there's a different back, so you can't really use them. But we have the illustrations there. And again, I don't know exactly what this deck is called, but it is available at tarotcollectibles.com. If I can find it on their website, I'll share the link in the description below. And it's like, this is the blacklight deck, so if you have a blacklight, I'm doing this in daylight, so I can't show this to you. It's going to be really cool. And we have the Ace of Wands, which is a snake, and we have the 3 of Wands there, and they're just like psychedelic, fun, enjoyable. But they're very similar to the Rider-Waite Smith, especially this one, because it's the exact same illustration. It's just updated and more colorful than we saw with that one. So those are cards that you can get from Tarot Collectibles when you order from them. Kind of gives you like an excitement and a want to order more decks from them. If I had the money, I totally would. They're a little bit pricey, but definitely awesome decks. And then one final one to share with you is from the mind of Bobby Abbott, or Bobby Abate. I am not sure exactly how to pronounce that name, but we have the Outsider Tarot. This was on Kickstarter at one point. I do believe that he still has decks available. It's something you're interested in. This is one of the most unique decks in my collection. I like doing this. The box is just so cool. But this card is the prototype of this deck. It came before the deck actually came, and what he wanted to do, he wanted to send out all 78 cards to people so they could take pictures with them and really inspire other people to embrace their inner outsider and be true to who they are and just like be fun and enjoyable. And he chose such a cool card for me, and there's a picture online on my Instagram of me like actually smiling and holding this card. And he gave me the Billow of Lights, which is the Knight of Wands in other decks. Knight of Wands is astrologically connected to Sagittarius, so it did very much connect to me. Technically it's the first 2 decans, and I was born in the 3rd decan, so it's not exactly me, but this shows like the flightiness that I have and that passion and enthusiasm I have for things. And I hope that comes out in this video. Like, just the Deviant Moons alone just how fun are they? How interesting are they? There's nobody, I don't think, that is as creative when it comes to drawing cards as Patrick Valencia. Like the stories he makes, the just different illustrations he has, there's like no other I love more than that. But the Billow of Lights shows the just the genius that Bobby Abate has, the creative talents that so many people in our lives, like in the world, has. You have that ability too. If you want to create a tarot deck and you can't draw, who cares? Do it anyways. Draw something, stick figures. A tarot deck with stick figures would be cool. No one's done that, and now as I'm saying it, I kind of want to do it myself. But this is just a cool way to support their work, and to share it with us, and all these extra cards that you're not going to get anywhere else. I really thought it would be cool to like show them all to you. I don't know if I can get them all on the screen at the same time, but I will attempt it. Turn those over so you can actually see them, huh? Because I have them all upside down here. Creepy dude again. And Smokey the Bear. But that's just a cool look. Oh, I forgot my little Oracle Black, or forgot Secret Pocket Earl, that guy. But that was just a cool look at all the different cards that I literally just have in my room and I don't know what to do with. You probably have some too. I'd love to hear about them if you want to share that with me. Extra cards that you've gotten from places and what you've done with those cards. Like I said, I don't know what to do with these. I thought about putting them in a portrait or something like that, in a glass case and like hanging on a wall. But if you have some other cool idea that you think would be awesome to like share this with, please let me know in the comments. I'd love that inspiration. I truly hope that you enjoyed this video. I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you again in the next one.